You know how there's certain dishes growing up that you eat like every week, and after a while you're kind of just over it, like spaghetti, say. So you just don't eat it for a while, a couple years maybe, and you go back to it and you eat it and you're like, oh, this is really good. Why did I stop eating this? This is something that I forgot was this good. That's kind of what My Hero Academia has become. So today, that's what I want to talk about. Dynamic entry, welcome back to the show, guys. And today, yes, I'm going to be talking about My Hero Academia. I know, My Hero Academia in the big 2025. Yes, almost nearly 2026. And I'm going to tell you guys right now, right here, it is probably the best show on currently. Whatever anime you're watching, whether it be Gashi Yakuta or The Fragrant Flower Blooms, whatever it is, it's not as good as My Hero is right now. It is peak. And what caught my interest of wanting to go back into the show was there's a weekly ranking. There's like a Instagram page that I follow that shows you like the ratings for each weekly episode of an anime. And My Hero has continued this season, season 8, whatever we're on, has a 9.5 or higher every episode that has come out. And for me, I was like, is it really that good? So, like a lot of fans out there, I stopped watching My Hero last year. So not as far as, or not as early as some people. Some of you guys probably dropped it after like season 5 or whatever. But I've kept up just kind of like, oh, I'll keep it up, you know. But last season, I only got halfway through. And at that point, I was like, you know what? I'm okay. I'll come back to this another time. I'm over it right now. Let's pack it up and put it in the back of the room and come back to it later. And that's basically what I did. I was like, you know what? Let me finally just catch up on this because this season of anime hasn't been super, amazing. There's a lot of ongoing things that are good and a lot of like season 2 and 3s of shows that I haven't watched yet. So I was like, this is the perfect time for me to catch up. So over the past week, that's what I did. And you did the little life hack of putting a show into dub if you are a sub watcher like I am. But for me, if I want to like blow through something, I'll put it in dub and just let it play, have it kind of on in the background and I can listen to everything. So I did that for last season, and last season picked up like so quick and crazy, and literally right after the episode that I gave up on watching, it went up and it's remained amazing. And I'm just like so proud of this little anime that has been continuing over these years. I love how this arc has been a culmination of the entire story, the way that a story should be. You build up, and then finally you have your big endgame-esque ability. That's why the MCU worked in the early halves of the 2010s, because they built up to such a big ending. And that's what My Hero has been really doing this whole time. But it is hard over like seasons and seasons of build-up where nothing really kind of happens. You get one or two cool moments, but after that, it's just a bunch of like backstory or build-up or like big pieces moving in the background of like villains doing their own thing. And so finally seeing that able to come to like a head has been one of the coolest things I've ever seen. And it really feels like they've been waiting to put everything into this last arc. Bones, the company that animates this whole entire show, has been killing it. Every episode feels like a movie level type animation. Every fight that we get is so crisp and so clean. And then I think about all the other shows that we have and all the fight scenes and animations that we get, and I'm like, you know what? Those pale in comparison. I can see why My Hero took off the way it did in the early, like, I guess 2010, right? So it's like 2014. I can see why it gripped everybody. It kind of had the perfect storm going. It was about heroes. It was a cool, likable main character. There was some cool, overpowered other characters that were going on around in the background. And the animation has always pretty much remained consistent. So seeing that kind of evolve as we got older, watching the show is really cool to see. It's one of those shows that like not many shows are going to have a One Piece type, growth in a way that we can see it kind of happen in front of our face, I guess. Because a lot of anime these days are really short. They only have like maybe 3, maybe 4 seasons. So having a show like this that has continued and built upon its own storytelling has been really cool to see. And it's cool to see all these characters get their own moment. There's no character too small in the story. Everybody, no matter how tiny they are, gets some sort of like backstory, or they have their moment in the show. And it's just been like one of the funnest things to see come to life. And, the growth of characters in the show, like Bakugo, has been fun to watch. And it's him coming towards the end. I don't want to, spoil it if you're not watching it, but his big moments in this final season have been one of my favorites to see. And it reminded me why I liked Bakugo so much when the show first started out. And I haven't read the manga, but I know how it ends, so I know that the ending that we're going to get is not probably the best, but the ride that we're getting so far, they've been nailing it each and every step of the way. So I'm wondering how they're going to do the ending. I wonder if they're going to stick to the script or if they're going to kind of change it up a little bit to make people more satisfied, because, you know, that could happen. But for now, what we are getting in this latest season, this last season, has been a joy to watch. And it just feels like one of your favorite, let's say, sports players comes back and has a magical game. They drop like 50 points playing basketball, or they score like 4 touchdowns playing football, whatever sport you're into. It's like seeing your childhood hero get a little older and lose a few steps along the way, but then they have one moment where you're like, oh man, that was cool to see that. Like Tom Brady's last Super Bowl ring, he was old, but he still had it in him, and he was still able to get it across the goal line. That's what this feels like. It feels like their swan song, basically, and that is just like something that's good for anime as a whole, because My Hero has held up a lot of the community in the earlier years of the 2010s, like I mentioned, and it's cool to see them get their moment. And along the way, we just kind of forgot about it as a show, which is easy to do because it always has been kind of like the safer of the other shonen. It's one of those ones where it's like, oh yeah, that's cool, but it's like, it's superheroes, man. We outgrew that. But no, they've stayed the course and they've been there for us. Whether you watched it or not, they've been there consistently for the past 10 years. And it's cool to see them finally have their big moment and their big finish. And hopefully it does live up to the season that we've been getting. And hopefully it's talked about throughout the years. Like, you know what? My Hero did it right towards the end of it all. You know, we could say what we want about mid-seasons and how like it was just a bunch of build-up or we lost interest at one point. But no, they nailed the landing, and along the way, they've made their core fans happy. And yeah, basically, I just wanted to give the show its flowers because I feel, like I mentioned earlier, a lot of us gave up on it. And if you're not watching it currently and you dropped it, you know, a couple seasons ago, I recommend that you do go back and watch it and catch up and get to where we are now in the current season. Maybe by the time you've finished that, the season itself will be over and the whole series itself will be over. But yeah, I do think that it'll be worth your time, and it is something that has gotten a lot better over the years, and that, yeah, you should add it to your next watch. And, you know, don't give up on people too soon, because this is what could happen. You can get something truly amazing, and it is cool to see, you know, the bigger media outlets show love to My Hero over the years. But yeah, this season especially, knocking it out of the park. And kind of like the whole point of the show, don't give up on your heroes, you know, the ones that you grow up loving and admiring. Just keep them in your heart, and, you know, maybe when you get older, they'll still save the day for you somehow, some way. So yeah, those are my thoughts on My Hero this season, and I just wanted to get on here to let you know that you should be watching it. Hopefully you guys agree with me. If not, let me know down below what you think of the show so far and how much you hate it and the ending was trash and the manga was this or that. Or maybe you want to show some love and support and say, you know what, My Hero is cool again, all right? Whatever your comments and concerns and questions are, let me know rather, down below in the comments. Also, you can subscribe. We appreciate that. And follow us. All the links will be down below as well. Thank you guys for watching. And until next time, go admire your hero.